Alright, so we're going to work on making a border. Now, I'm doing two videos on this. This will be for a custom title block with one box, and then the other one will be with two boxes. So some of this I can kind of tourniquet a little bit. But to start, we File, New, Standard IDW, and we open it up. So first thing I do is I get rid of all the defaults. The defaults go away. And then I'm going to change the sheet size to an A size sheet. So, nice and easy. Then I'm going to add the border in. So right now, if I looked in my borders, I only have the default. I'm going to go into Manage, and I'm going to go to Border. Under Border, I'm going to draw a rectangle. And in this rectangle, I'm just going to stretch it out. So I made a rectangle. I kept it all inside of my paper. And I'm just going to go start dimensioning that rectangle. So this is 1/4 of an inch. This is 1/4 of an inch as well. We're going to go and do that to all four sides. And what this is going to do, grabbing these points on the edge, is it's going to ensure that we have a border that is 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I'm going to finish, I'm just going to save that. So I'm going to finish sketch, I'm going to save that as 1/4 inch border. And I'm going to hit save. So now if I wanted to get that back, I could go into my borders and click 1/4 inch border, and boom, there it is. I'm just going to go back a step because I don't want that yet. Now I have to add the title block. Now right now, I have two title blocks. I don't particularly want either of them for what we're doing. So I'm going to go to title block, and I'm going to add in a title block. So this is the drawing that's going to have a title block with one box. So I'm going to draw this. I'm going to dimension it to be 10.5 by 1 inch. And then I'm just going to start doing some stuff. So I only have one title block in this one, or one image, I should say, in this title block. So I'm going to get a line. So I want to find the middle. I'm going to snap to the middle. See that green dot snapping to the middle. And then I'm going to use this offset tool to grab the line once. I'm going to go over this way. I'm going to type in 0.5. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to type in 0.5. And then I'm just going to hit escape and delete the middle line. So I got a nice box in there. That is where I will put my logo. So I'm going to go to Image. I'm going to zoom right in on this because I don't want to miss anything. So I'm going to zoom way in. So it's zoomed in pretty good. And I'm just going to take this image thing and I'm going to drag it to cover that 1 inch square. As close as I can get. Okay. And then we just got to go find our image and downloads. I got lots of stuff in here. All of these are my Photoshop kids. Aha! So there's the logo I'm looking for. He's in high school. It could ask you to drop another logo in. We don't need to do that. That's the other one we're going to use later. But you just get our one logo in. It's pretty close to the edges, so I don't need to manipulate it. If I hit escape, if you grab on it, it's got these grips on it. So if I did want to adjust it, I could. I do not need to do that. It's pretty solid. Okay. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to divide up the rest of my title block. So I want 6 parts to this title block. So here's 1, 2, and I'm just using the center grips. 3, and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Once I have those in there, I can start putting my text in. And we're going to do this all with conditional formatting. So if you want to justify stuff, that's cool. This title block, I'm just going to do a pretty basic. So I drew the square in the square. And this one is the most basic one I'm going to do. So I'm going to do City Blueprint. I'm going to go 0.24. And that's it. And then I would write my name. And we'll say John Smith. and give a name. And this one you don't have to change because this is your title block. It's never going to change, so you can leave that. If you wanted to share your title block with someone, you'd have to do some kind of prompted entry. And I just want to center justify, and John Smith will pop up. I feel like that's a nice spacing. If I needed to, I could come in and shift it back and forth. For the most part, it's going to stay in the middle. So if I want to shift it, I could a little. But John Smith, a lot of white space here, not crazy about that. But it's okay, depending on who you are. The next part, I'm going to do basically the same thing over here. I'm going to get a little space, but this is a two-step. So I draw my box. I'm going to pick my text, City Blueprint, pick my size, and I'm just going to write in title, and this is where your title is going to go. And that's it. I done made an oops. Forgot to do my center justification. So that's good. Looks like I got equal spacing here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go text. I'm going to draw a box right after title. I'm going to try to keep it nice and in these parameters. And this time, I'm going to come down to this list and make a prompted entry. So the prompted entry is going to be your title again. And you just make it the same text that you did before and the same size. And I done goofed again because I need to remember to hit that center. So this is a prompted entry. You'll see what that is in a minute. Okay, the next one, and I definitely want to make sure this one's a little bit over, is the date. Now this one's a little fancier. So for the date, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Properties, Drawing. We're going to go to Creation Date. And this will automatically generate the date for us. I really like this feature, and all you gotta do now is you gotta drop it down and highlight it and set it as the features you want. So City Blueprint 0.24, and we'll click OK. And it fits in there, but once again, I have to center it and make sure it's the right text. So I click OK. This one we may come back and edit, we may not. I don't know yet. We'll see how it looks. Okay, I'm coming out about 2 spaces like I've been for my justification. Draw my box. This is going to be your period. So I don't have a period 1 class, so I'm just going to say period 1. City Blueprint. City Blueprint. There we go. Again, man. I'm not doing this on purpose. Alright, period 1. I'm going to come in again. This one is going to be scale, colon. I'm going to do City Blueprint. And this guy is actually going to have in it a prompted entry. So after that, we'll just go drop the prompted entry in, prompted entry, do the size, do the text, and then we'll just write in scale so we know what the prompted entry is every time. And the final one, little bit of space right here, is the sheet number. Alright, so sheet, and click OK. Drop to the middle, and I'm going to do one last one right here we go, and this is where you drop your sheet number. So sheet, in my day this was a number sign, not a hashtag. Didn't get any of that in there. I think I just messed this up because I never did prompted entry to start with. So I'm just going to copy this real quick to make sure. And when I switch it to prompted entry, it all goes away. Yep. Ah. So, sheet number. And it's prompt entry, so we're good to go, except for not hitting the middle. Okay. So that gets all your stuff in here. Bum, 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 bum. So what we're going to do now, I'm just kind of coming through, making sure everything looks good, looks lined up, like you got this point and this point. We could actually go in there and make sure that all of these line up with our horizontal constraint, which is a good thing to do. So all of those are on the same horizontal constraint. And then I can come in and I can make sure all of these are on the same horizontal constraint. Okay, and now once you do that, you hit Finish Sketch. I'm going to name this title block A because I might make other ones. So I'm going to hit Save, and it goes away. Now, here's the magic. We're going to go into our drawing resources, and we're going to go to the 1/4 inch border and add it. Boom. And we're going to go to the title block, and we're going to double click on that. It's going to ask us, our title. This was a test. Our scale, we'll say 1 to 1, and the sheet number is 1. So we're going to click OK, and our whole border should pop up. And the great thing about it is this will always be right. And an even better thing about it is if we go to the field text and we erase all the field text, click OK, it's blank. So now if we go here to File, we go to Save as Template, Save Copy as Template. I can save this in here as title block A. And what's going to happen now is anytime I go in to open a new standard IDW, I've also got title block A. So I can click on that and I get my title block. Not bad. Okay, so this is with one image. The image obviously doesn't have to be the Arlington thing, but it does need to be a 1 inch by 1 inch square to look nice. You could adjust that, make it something cool. Maybe make your own logo. I don't know. So here we go.